Hari Om, my dear students. Today we are going to talk about chapter 14, open source concept. First, what do you mean by open source? Which is refers to making the source code of the software and freely available for users, other developers to use and make changes into original code. This is called as open source, and also it is usually created and updated by many programmers all over the world and also easily accessible. In earlier computer hardware, free software and compilers were provided. The software has been developed by variety of programmers, and also to add a new change to the software, modify the code will be submitted to a particular programmer, and the programmer can test the modified codes. If it is satisfied, we proceed the further process. The next concept is difference between freeware and shareware. First one is freeware. It is available free of cost and also use and distribution, but it cannot be modified the source code. Source code is not available in this freeware. Example for freeware is Google Chrome, Skype and etc. Next concept is shareware. It is initially free and can be distributed, but after the stipulated period of time, in this software needs to be paid. Source code is not available. Example for shareware is WinRAR. Next concept is proprietary software. It is owned by an organization or individual. In the proprietary software, have not allowed the user or developers to view and edit the source code. Example for proprietary software is Windows and etc. The advantage of proprietary software is it provides more security to compare other software, and also it gives the support and training for user, making the software reliable to the users. The next concept is network software. In general, in a network is connected all over the world. So to find the problems in a network is not easy. So we need the network software. It provides the reports about ups and downs of network parts. The notification helps the user and administrator easily find the working status of network systems and hardware. And also the alert message gives the details of faults, where and when it happens. So we need the network software. The next concept is NRCFOSS. It is an institution of Government of India which helps to development of free and open source software in India. The expansion of NRCFOSS is National Resource Center for Free and Open Source Software. The number of organizations are related to open source. For example, Apache Software Foundation, the Document Foundation, the Eclipse Foundation, Free Software Foundation, Linux Foundation, Open Courseware Consortium and Open Source Initiative. The next concept is BOSS. The expansion is Bharat Operating System Solutions, which is developed in India by CDAC. The expansion of CDAC is Center for Development of Advanced Computing, which helps to promote the use of open source software in India, and also it supports the many Indian languages. The next concept is types of open source license. License means it grants the permission to use a copyright work. The number of open source licenses are there. For example, Apache license 2.0, BSD 3 class, BSD 2 class, GNU General Public License, MIT license, Mozilla Public License 2.0 and etc. The next concept is the difference between open source and free software. The slight variation between these two softwares. That is, the free software concept is developed in 1980s by MIT computer science researcher Richard Stallman. He defined the four conditions that conditions or emphasize the ability of users to use and enjoy the software. But the open source software is initiated developed a decade later. It emphasizes on modification of software and altering the source code, licensing and distribution. This is the difference between freeware and open source software. Open source software and free software are more philosophical than practical. In general, freeware is usually refers to proprietary software that the user can download at no cost. At the same time, the user cannot modify the source code. And also, these projects are collaboration opportunities which improve the skills and build the connections in the field. The pictorial representation of open source software is look like this. Okay. Thank you, students.